Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Hornby hobby. So, I'm about to put to you a question. Which is better, steam or diesel? So, let's start with diesel. I have here my Bachmann Class 66 in DB livery. And it's one of the best looking diesel locos as well that I've ever had. It's got a perfectly adequate amount of wheels, unlike the Deltic. That had way too many. So, with diesels, it's just a fill of oil, a touch on the starter, and you're off. And the reason why I chose the Class 66 is because I've driven one in Train Sim World 3. And they're actually quite easy to drive by the looks of things. You get in, you put your reverser handle in, set it to mid gear, and then on the computer you go to the brake lockout, switch that off, then you press and hold the start button, engine fires, and then just take the destroy the vacuum, take the brakes off, set your reverser to forward, throttle on, and you're away. And it's so nice and controllable. It's got a nice horn, and the liveries as well that these things come in are just absolutely glorious. I mean, I like this. This says, hook me up to the earth and I'll pull it. So from an efficiency standpoint, for just quick check and go, diesels are where it's at for that, and plus, you're not burning coal, you're burning your diesel, which is probably a bit better than burning coal. I wouldn't know exactly. And I do love this model. Of all the diesels that I've got, which I don't actually have many, I've got the 08, my Ruston, the Sentinel, Kelly, the Pacer. This one's one of my favourites, both in model form and in real life and in Train Sim World 3. So from an efficiency standpoint, the Class 66 or diesel power propulsion in general is a no-brainer. But let's consider steam. So steam engines are beautiful. We all know that. No matter what they look like, they look beautiful. For me, diesels, the Class 20, the 21, 31, the I love the Class 35. I like that one. I don't like the Peak. That just looks like it's been squashed. So with the diesels, it's a bit hit and miss looks-wise. But with steam engines, you can't go wrong. Even if it's a schools class with the weird smoke deflectors, it's a steam engine. So here we have the AF. Again, another engine which I have driven in Train Sim World 3. Steam trains are poetry in motion. That is what I got told when we went to the Ecclesbourne Valley Railway. The bloke just said, steam engines are poetry in motion, and that's always stuck with me. That's the reason why pretty much all of my fleet is steam powered, because steam engines are glorious. And plus, Reverend Wilbur Audrey, come on guys. He didn't create a diesel, he created a steam engine. And plus, obviously, we went on an AF recently, and you can see the videos on YouTube of it running around the coaches, coupling, uncoupling, the whistle sound going. It is a bit more of a faff to get a steam engine ready. You have to be there 3 hours early. You have to check that there's enough water in the boiler, light a fire, and that takes about 3 hours, especially in a standard locomotive, not a narrow gauge. So the bigger the engine, the more heat's needed, the more time's needed to heat the water in the boiler. You need to go around and oil literally every single moving part, all the con rods, the mechanical lubricator, which actually, oh yeah, it does. Never mind. Yeah, it does. It's on that side. But it's just that's weird. Whenever I've driven it in Train Sim World 3, it's always on that side. Oh well, at least it's got them. So you've got to oil up the mechanical lubricators. And there's a lot of prep involved, but that hard work pays off. Because, I mean, think of how many people go to a railway to see these glorious things. I mean, you're not there filming anything else. You're filming the engine. You're filming this coming forward off its coaches. You're watching that valve gear go round. You're listening to it hissing and steaming and popping. You get the idea. And then, woo, woo, woo. Again, you get the idea. The sounds these things make, they are sound-making machines. And they are just glorious. And they look beautiful from every single angle, no matter what angle you look at them at. This is what trains are all about. They're absolutely glorious. The thing with steam engines is that they are an outdated form of propulsion, because when we went to the Great Central, I overheard a conversation while we were stopped on the reservoir while they served dinner in the dining car. That the reason why they were stopped there is to save on coal, because this, I believe, takes 9 tons of coal, and per ton, it's bloody hell! I wrote this down while we were waiting, and I did some calculations, and it's like, I think $5,000 a year to power this specific locomotive, to power an 8F. Because I've got a little book in my bag which actually tells me the coal capacity of this, and just figuring out how many tons of coal are needed to fuel this, and plus the water as well. There's like thousands and thousands of gallons inside that water tank, or inside the tender rather. You get the idea. There's thousands of gallons of the stuff. And especially when you've got like cost of living crisis and whatnot, you need to save money where you can. And I imagine that's one thing that Dr. Beeching did. You know, less steam locomotives used and more diesels used. But steam has been in the hearts and minds of the people for centuries. I mean, you think about it. How many Hornby train sets, or train sets in general, have a steam locomotive as you start? I can't name many that have got a diesel, whether it be an 03, an 06, an 08, whatever it may be. I mean, I know there's a couple out there, but the majority of them will be steam. And plus, just imagine living in the 1920s, 1930s, when steam was all the rage. You know, you were classy. You were on top of the world if you could afford to ride on a train. So there's really 2 categories. There's efficiency and heart, I guess. So, of course, efficiency, this wins, hands down. But for something with soul, for something with a spirit, it's got to be steam. It will always be steam for me, and I know it's going to be steam for a lot of people too. because the weird thing is that I'm writing my own story called The Railway Baby, where I find a baby abandoned by the line back in like the 1930s. And the one quote I keep using is, steam engines are living, breathing things. It's the fire that brings them to life. You know, a well-kept loco depends on a well-kept fire. Because think about it, fire is alive when you think about it. It may not be organic, but it is alive. Why else do we say, oh, the fire's dying out, or, you know, whatever. So if you want something with a bit of soul, you got to go for steam. And plus the noises these things make, especially the Class 66, the soundtrack it has, I like the sound of the horn. I love the horn. And the engine on this is rhythmic. It's almost like a heartbeat. Ning, 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 ning. And then when you throttle up, ning, 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 ning. It does have quite a nice sound. That does. But what you really want is one of these. So that does it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on steam versus diesel. Sorry that we've been away for so long, but we're back, and I've got more ideas for videos coming your way very soon. New ideas. I also have two new locomotives. One's on pre-order, one's coming from Facebook Marketplace. So we'll find out about that. What day is it? 18th. So it shouldn't be long until we do Anything Goes Gala Day 2. So stick around for all that. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Always much appreciated. Until next time, stay safe, and thanks for watching.